Between the years 2002 and 2005, many considered Adrien Brody a borderline A-list celebrity within the Hollywood scene. Having become the youngest to ever win an Academy Award for Best Actor, the sky was the limit. Usually an Oscar is used to launch actors towards prosperous careers, but as time went on, that wasn't the case for Brody, as myself and most other people had forgotten about the actor. His credibility went down the tube, with Brody taking on several lead roles in either critically panned movies or ones nobody had seen in the years following his Oscar win. Sure, he picked up some respectable parts post-2005, but where he was at by then was nowhere close to when he won Best Actor. For a while, I gave up hope. It looked like all was mostly lost for Brody's career as a lead. Until A24 came along with an opportunity for Adrien. An opportunity for people to remember his name again. An opportunity to lead in a critically acclaimed film. An opportunity to maybe add another Oscar to his name. That opportunity would be in none other than The Brutalist. So today, we're discussing how Brody peaked in the early 2000s, fell apart following his Oscar win, and how ultimately The Brutalist revived his career. We're going back to when Brody won the Academy Award for Best Actor at the age of 29, becoming the youngest man to ever do so. The movie he won for, The Pianist, tells the story of a Polish musician during World War II who endlessly fought for his life in Warsaw under the Germans' invasion. Believe me when I say The Pianist is one of the best movies ever made, all thanks to the screenplay and direction, as well as Brody's performance. There's no doubt he deserved to win Best Actor at that year's Academy Awards. Going up against legends like Nicolas Cage, Michael Caine, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Jack Nicholson, and coming away with that award as an unknown is truly legendary. So Adrien Brody was a big reason The Pianist was critically acclaimed and an Oscar darling at the 2003 Academy Awards. Sadly though for Brody, it all went downhill from there. Now, some claim his kiss with Halle Berry was the beginning of the end for Brody. I think there was a lot more to it than that, but what do you think? Did the kiss cement the end of Brody's early career fame? Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, post-Oscar win, Brody was primed to take on more leading roles in big movies. As the youngest to ever win Best Actor, there was no reason for Brody not to be featured in several big-budget blockbusters. So following his win, he signed with CAA, where other big names like Brad Pitt, George Clooney, and Tom Cruise were also signed, with the promise that Brody would become the next iteration of them. I mean, why wouldn't he? The guy's got loads of talent, he's young, and already has a huge award to his name. All signs pointed towards Brody becoming one of the greats. The only problem, you ask? Brody isn't the type of actor who's lead-worthy every time. He's a fantastic actor, of course, but not every actor is capable of pulling off a great lead performance in every single movie. He's most definitely a niche actor. You can't just throw him in anything and make it work like the Goslings of the world. The role needs to be right for him. So CAA didn't get this and apparently thought anyone who wins Best Actor is automatically destined to star in every movie they're cast in, when that's simply not the case. Look at Philip Seymour Hoffman, for instance. He never took on too many lead roles. He was smart and went for supporting roles more often, despite having won Best Actor himself in 2006. Because of this, by the time he passed, Hoffman was already considered one of the greatest actors who ever lived. This is the same route Brody should have taken following The Pianist. He should have stuck to starring in indie movies geared towards his talent while taking on supporting roles in bigger movies. So where did going for lead roles take Adrien's career? Well, basically nowhere. Looking through Adrien's IMDb post The Pianist, most of the movies he starred in I never once heard of, and you probably haven't either. Okay, he did have a few films that received solid reviews, like Hollywoodland, The Brothers Bloom, and Cadillac Records, but clearly, those aren't exactly memorable movies. If I had to bet, I'd say a lot of you watching this have never seen or heard of them. Luckily for Adrien though, he did have King Kong in 2005, which is personally one of my favorite movies. He's part of the trio lead alongside Naomi Watts and Jack Black, and I think Adrien is good in the film. In fact, Adrien proved he's capable of starring in blockbusters here. King Kong should have helped Brody's career a little more, but unfortunately it didn't. After King Kong, the only other notable film that comes to mind as far as Adrien Brody's starring career goes is Predators. This was another trek down the blockbuster road for Brody. And sadly again, Predators was a big nothing burger. The movie was met with mediocre reviews, and nowadays not many people talk about it. Things only got worse for Brody from here. If you look at his acting lineup from 2011 to 2023, he doesn't have much notable work. Obviously, he does have a few great films to his name from that period, thanks to Wes Anderson, but nothing more than supporting roles. And when he did star, most of what he did was considered hot garbage. Like, I literally have no idea what any of these movies are. Adrien likely just took whatever he could get at that point, and it shows. So in just 9 years, from 2002 to 2011, Adrien went from one of Hollywood's biggest rising stars to almost forgotten entirely. Nonetheless, by 2024, finally, one film came along that completely revitalized Adrien Brody's career. A film capable of performing the same wonders on his career as The Pianist. This movie is Brady Courbet's The Brutalist. It follows architect Laszlo Toth of Hungarian Jewish descent as he immigrates to America post-World War II, looking to make a name for himself. Eventually, that opportunity arises through the wealthy Harry Lee Van Buren, who tasks Toth with constructing his most ambitious project yet. Now, I'll admit I'm not really a fan of The Brutalist, but I understand why it was nominated for so many Academy Awards. And what does it matter if I didn't like it? If critics and audiences did, that's all that matters. Especially for Brody's career. If I had to point out what works most in this film though, it's without question the performances. Brody delivers a tremendous performance as Laszlo Toth. He hasn't been this good in a role since The Pianist, and I think he 100% deserved that Golden Globe win. But like I said before, Brody has been in desperate need of a lead role geared towards his skill set. Not to mention in desperate need of a starring role in a critically acclaimed film once again. And after 22 years, The Brutalist is that film for Brody. Except, did you know Brody almost wasn't cast in the movie? Originally, Joel Edgerton was announced as the lead back in 2020. What ultimately saved Brody from Edgerton taking a role destined for him may have actually been COVID. The movie was delayed multiple times, and when things were finally ready to go, the cast had been completely revamped. Now, I don't know if COVID is what caused the cast shakeup, but if that were the case, Brody may be the only person on the planet who benefited from COVID-19's existence. Without those delays, Brody's career would be in the same exact lowly spot it was for all those years prior. The most noteworthy part he could get was a supporting role in Wes Anderson movies. And now look at Brody. He's back on top. He found the lead role right for him. And maybe this time, things will be different following a Best Actor win. So what are your thoughts on Adrien Brody's wild ride as an actor? Let me know in the comments. Well, thank you to those who watched this video. If you're new here and haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed yourself. I'll catch you all in the next one. See you then.